Hi, I'm going to be talking about some low-tech assistive technology. The ones that I've chosen are fidgets, magnetic schedules, and slant boards. Okay, we're going to talk about fidgets for a minute. Um, Fidgets are something that is helpful for kids that have maybe ADHD, anxiety, autism. It's something for kids that have a hard time with self-regulation. And so it just gives them something tangible, something sensory that they can hold on to and kind of have some movement. Sometimes that can be soothing for them. Sometimes it just helps them reduce fidgeting. It helps them increase their focus. Um, This one was handmade in a preschool class that I was a long-term sub for last semester. I had at least a couple kids in there that really struggled. They weren't defiant. They just literally could not sit still. And so this was really nice to give them at rug time. It's just something that somebody knitted or crocheted, and they could just keep it in their hand. It wasn't necessarily a toy, so we didn't have to worry about them trying to just sit there and play with it the whole time. And I really did feel like it helped just increase their focus. They weren't touching the other kids around them. They just kind of held it in their hands and they were able to look up and play with something for just a little bit. Um, so that's a really cheap option. Another fidget is a stress ball. You can buy them. You can make them just by putting flour in balloons. It's something that can fit in the palm of their hand that they can squeeze or just kind of squish around with their hands. So that's a really nice option. There's also chair resistant bands, which I put under the classification of fidgets. These are really nice for kids that have a really hard time sitting in their chair. You can buy them, they're almost just like big rubber bands that you can put around, or you can buy stretchy material and tie it around the foot of the chair. So when they're sitting in their chair, they can move their feet, kick back on it, they can put their feet on top of it. And so all these are really cheap, great ideas for kids that just have a really hard time sitting still and keeping their hands to themselves. Fidgets have been shown to improve their ability to focus. It helps tolerate their feelings of boredom, anxiety, or if they get overly excited. So they just helps produce some calmness and maybe some relaxation for some kids. The next one I have is a magnetic schedule. This is from the preschool classroom that I was in last semester. We had a kid or two in there that really struggled with anxiety. They were always wanting to go home, always wanting to know when they were going to go home. And so we were able to come up with this. So you just laminate everything that's going to happen in the day, and you put it on a magnetic board, and the arrow's magnetic as well. And this is helpful for kids, helpful for kids with anxiety, maybe some autism, some physical disabilities, because this isn't a schedule where you have to pull the paper out and stick it in a slot or anything. They literally just put their hand on the arrow and move it up and down. So that's a really nice option. But so it's easily movable. It's easy to see in the classroom. It's predictable. It's visual. So this is a really good low-tech option for kids. Slant boards. Slant boards are helpful for kids who have maybe some visual disabilities or visual deficits. They can move the board to where it's more comfortable to see. They can move it closer to themselves. It's propped up so they can see their papers better. It's easier on their eyes, so they don't have as much eye strain. You can adjust the board to bring it into the best light so they can see better. And it's a great option for kiddos who have physical disabilities. It can be helpful for neck control, so they're not looking down all the time and straightening their neck. It can be in a really good position for their back and their neck as well, and just for their overall posture. And it has a lot of times they have it's almost like a clipboard option where they can clip their paper to the board, so their paper isn't falling off or anything, but the paper is in a good position. It's not going to slip off for them. And it's also a good option for kids that have attention deficits. They can help them focus. It almost gives them kind of like their own little space that they have, instead of having maybe they share desks with neighbors and things like that. So they have their own little area, and it can bring it closer to their eyes. So lightweight. It's got a clip for papers, so their papers won't slip off. So these are just really good low tech options for kids, that I thought worked really well. So thank you.